Oh, yeah, we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. You are welcome. You're welcome. It's good to have you on the call, on the conversation this evening. Yeah, this is going to be the last event we'll be hosting in Minecraft Africa this year, and on this platform, Winning from the Mind. This is going to be the last event we'll be hosting in the year 2024. And we have not just come to host an event as usual, we have come to set a pace for a favorable, a profitable 2025. And in this conversation tonight, we'll be, discussing something very profound, visioning, seeing today, shaping tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing time together this evening. And I have with me tonight, they are already in the room. Uh, Mr. Tolulokpe Obatunde is already with us live here tonight, and Mr. Samuel Akobi Olusheyi is already here all the way from United Kingdom. So these are busy people, but we brought them together tonight so that we can shape a profitable future, a profitable 2025. This is 2024. There is just nothing you can do about the year, but there is only one thing you can do, is reflecting on 2024 and planning for 2025. The only thing left for you to do in this year is to reflect on this year and plan for 2024, which is just about 3-4 days away from now. So tonight is going to be an amazing conversation, because I already have with me these great minds on the call tonight. I'll be bringing them on stage so that we can kickstart the conversation properly. Please share, click the share button, share to your friends, share to your neighbor, every group where you are. Please share there. Click the share button. Bring your friends on board, your family members. Don't do this alone. You cannot, pack all the value here alone. So there is enough value for everyone. It will go around. So please click the share button and let as much as possible join in the conversation tonight. So tonight I have with me Mr. Tolulokpe. Mr. Tolulokpe, you are welcome. How are you doing? Mr. Tolulokpe from
I'm fine.
Nigeria. Good evening, sir, Mr. Tolulokpe. Can you please put on your video?
Yeah. Can you see and hear me now?
Yes. We can hear you, but
Awesome,
we can't
awesome.
see your video.
You can't see me yet. My video is on from here. Let me check again.
Okay. So, Mr.
Okay, you can check it.
Samuel Akobi is in the house all the way from United Kingdom. How's the weather like there? I guess it's cold now, right?
Yeah, it's very, very cold. We are waiting for summer. We are always waiting for summer.
You can't wait. Yes.
We can't wait. Yes.
Wow. Amazing. It's good to have you around. Now, to our amiable audience, let me set the tone for this conversation, and let me set the record clear tonight. Like I said, this is not going to be a conversation as usual. Never. But now, get this right. There is a lot that has happened in this year, 2024. A lot has happened. We've seen a lot. If you're an African, there is a lot. Across the continent, there was a continental shaking. And if you are Nigerian, in fact, it may be something like Shege Promax to some people and all the likes. We've had that. But as we stand at the close of this year, 2024, I want you to know that this is a perfect moment to reflect on how the year has been. It's the perfect moment to reflect on how the year has been, on what we have experienced so far in the year 2024. It's the perfect time to recalibrate. It's the perfect time to reflect. It's the perfect time to recalibrate, and it's the perfect time to redefine what we want for the year ahead. Just like I said earlier, is to aspire for the new year. It's not enough to pray for the new year. In the piece we said, the prayer enough cannot shape the next year for us. A lot of people are in the prayer houses, which is very good. Which is very good. But one thing is this: prayer isn't enough, and it will not be enough. So we want to seize this opportunity to reflect, to recalibrate, and redefine what we want for the year ahead. So let me ask you this question. And the question is this: what has 2024 taught you? What have you learned in the year 2024? Perfect time to recalibrate about yourself, about your goals, about your vision, and about your capacity. Can you even think about this for a second? What have you learned about this year? What have you learned? What has this year revealed to you about yourself? About that your goal? Why were you able to achieve some? Why were you unable to achieve some? What have you learned about the year? So it's not enough to go and shout Happy New Year and write, positive aspiration for the year 2025. No. That is why we're having this conversation tonight. And, I will be like let me say, interjecting the conversation. Now, Mr. Tolu is in the room. Mr. Tolu, good evening, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Mr. Tolu, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me too? And can you see my
yes,
video?
I can hear you. Perfectly.
Awesome,
I can hear you. Mr. Tolu, we have our audience, cut across different walk of life, and our demographic just young people, as it should be. Now, 2024 as a Nigerian, what was your experience like? Yeah. What are the takeout from the year that is helping you to set a pace for profitable 2025? Can we start like that? Over to you, Mr. Tolu.
Yeah, that's very impressive actually. So yeah, 2024 is just like you mentioned, for people around the world. 2024 is actually was I'm already using words now because because we're already in 2025, in a brink of actually stepping into 2025 already. So 2024 was one of that year, especially if you're within the age of 21 to 35. It's actually a year that is a year that shapes your entrance into the professional phase. Okay, for some people, and while for some is also a year of growth. Okay, so for me, while I was reflecting on 2024, I was telling my team members sometimes before we ended for the year. I lead a company called Great Plus Africa. It's an edtech startup, and there was like one of the major takeouts for me in 2024 is that leadership. The one of the major goal and aim of leadership is actually to change you. Okay, so and that is interesting. I'm going to explain. So my takeout is leadership changes you, first of all. So as someone who leads a team, as a CEO and co-founder, it's a game changer for me, because this year 2024 my company experienced a lot of leaps and bounds in expansion into different product lines and also all of that. So it's a robust year for me. And apart from the growth I experienced with my startup, personally speaking, I've changed a lot. I've changed a lot. So, and that's one of the things I was going to actually mention on the call today. Like, when you have a very robust vision, one thing about vision is that when either you are able to achieve 100% or you're able to achieve a level of percentage or whatever it is across different spectrum, one thing that you can always be sure about is that you're going to change. You're going to change positively. You're going to change actually in your in your perception, in how you do things, in how you see things. And I think for me, because as a growth consultant, I tell people a lot, like whatever you do as either as a business owner, as a professional, as a student, whatever demographic you fall under, one thing is key, and that is change. Okay, who you're becoming, your personal development. Okay, and one thing that vision brings out of you is that you become a better person. So it's for me, 2024. If I ask me what's my biggest takeout of 2024 is that as a leader, leadership changes. First of all, you. So that's my takeaway. But when talking about how much I was able to achieve 2024, yeah, 2024 was actually a very 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 stressful year a bit. But from my company, we really experienced quite a number of growth, and I'm so thankful for that. Yeah. Yeah. Over to you, Mr. Alanika.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I was able to hear you, but can you please tweak your microphone kind of? Now, Mr. Sheyi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm
2024 was a wonderful year. Was a very wonderful year. A lot of surprises. A lot of surprises. Everyone had their own. Everyone has his or her own fair share of the surprises that this year brought. I mean, if you are
Yeah.
an African and you live in Africa, you will know that this year is a remarkable year. There is no, there is
Interesting.
not, there's not a year like this in a long time. So it's been like a long time, let's say a decade ago, that we had something similar to what we experienced in Africa, especially in Nigeria in year 2024. Now, my question is, people think as we change calendar year, their reality changes. People believe that as they go to church during the crossover, as we pray, their reality changes. And I want to say, as you know, as a coach, as you know, human capital developer that we are now, I want to say that it is not always like that. There is always something to be done. There is always requirement for change. People think change is subject to like as this year is, I pray next year will not be like that. And people are very, very hopeful. Is hopefulness enough to shape a better year ahead, to shape a better tomorrow? We've seen today, we've seen what is happening around today. I'm just having this conversation to start, so I will not give you room for your own discourse. Are you with me? Is that fine? I'm just trying to,
Yes.
set a tone for the conversation. Is wishful thinking or hopefulness enough to shape a better year ahead? I mean, to shape 2025. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Sheyi? Over to you.
I have a lot to say. In fact, you are eating into some of the things I prepared on my slide. I've always told our people here that January to December is a construct. Is a construct. In fact, if you look at history, I think it was designed by Pope Gregory, so they call it the Gregorian calendar. It means that
Yeah.
people had
Yes.
lived they had lived their lives before January to December. Okay, so people that lived before January to December, or before um Julius Caesar, because we I also understand that the Pope drew inspiration from the Julian calendar, from a historical perspective. So people that lived before that time, do they used to have New Year resolutions? I tell people that tomorrow begins today. So in fact, some thought leaders have said that tomorrow is an illusion because today was supposed to be a tomorrow. So guys, the fact that there is something called September, October, November, and December does not mean that there is an end to a phase of your life. It's still your life. It's just that sometimes we need to fragment and compartmentalize time so that it can help our productivity. So nothing changes except you change. In fact, that is the crux of what I'll be discussing this evening. And I'm really excited to be part of today's event because um, I have thought about how is the best way to just end and wrap the year. We started with the year, we started from helping people grow their mindset, expand their mindset. We've talked about a fixed and growth mindset. In fact, we have talked about across different things this year, and I've been looking at, okay, how do we now bring flesh to all of these things? How do we synthesize? But one thing we must understand is that the future belongs to those who prepare for it. The fact that we have 2 3 days does not mean that there is a miracle. All of these religious, all these people who are very unschooled that tell you last minute miracle. Please, guys, in the spectrum of the supernatural, there is no time. God does not operate in January to December. If you sow in December and you water it, and as they say it, if you sow in maybe for a 6 month, I think it's easy maize that grows within 6 months. If you sow in June, you reap in December. These are principles that does not respect whether this is December, this is January. God does not see January and December differently. It is time. We are the ones that divided. It is human wisdom. We are the ones that said, okay, this should close the year so that we will be able to number our days. So guys, whatever you do not do in 2024, I am afraid that beginning 2025 with a momentum may be a little bit problematic, because tomorrow begins today. And there is a quote, I can't remember the author now, is in my slide, which says that goals without plans are like they are like wishes. I wish I had an iPhone. It's always wishes. They are sweet to the soul. you know there is a level of utopia. It gives you a sense of, okay, you are doing, there's something meaningful attached to your life, but no action. They said a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. No, with a step that is taken, not with just a step, with a step that is taken. So guys, we need to take action. That's the most important thing. And in fact, I don't want to overlap into some of the things I have prepared, for some of us. So is very important. It's very important. As you've said it, so it is. So there is nothing special. There is nothing special about December, about crossover. All of these things they came out of the wisdom of men. It is men that decided that, okay, just to give things, just to put a little bit of order. Let's have a crossover. Let's have a, if you don't do anything, nothing happens. In fact, there is no amount of prayer you can pray. Prayer does not cast ignorance. They say ignorance is not a demon. It can never be cast out. There's no inspiration you get from God. It is always in form of an idea. I am glad we have a co-founder, a CEO of a startup. Imagine how much of ideas you receive and you do nothing. From what we've learned, we said that over 10,000 people are also receiving that same idea at the same time. You understand? So it is who started that the market recognizes. In fact, now it is who succeed. So it's not just who started, because they say in 5 years' time, most businesses shut down. Most ideas, are discarded. You understand? So guys, we need to take action. Enough of that. Enough of the waste of time. Some of us have wasted 2024, and I'm hopeful that if you pay attention to some of our speakers and some of what our convener will share here, you'll be able to make 2025 a productive year. So I will stop for now.
Wow. Wow. I mean, Mr. Batunde, I think is the time for us to set the ball rolling. Now, a lot of people have expectation. I personally anyone that come in contact with me, one of the very first thing I work on in their lives is this wishful thinking. You know, I told you about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, thereabout, when someone told me, a final year student told me that me as I am like this, I will not look for a job. I will not look for a job. I said, good. That is a good prayer. It happens. You don't even need to look for a job. It happened miraculously. She now made a statement that made me to start schooling her on that day. She said, I don't even need a CV. I got angry. I got angry. I said, even in Winner Chapel, to be top secretary, you need CV. You need CV to be church secretary. Where are you getting that thing from? I mean, it's good enough to say you will not look for a job. I agree with you. I believe in miracle. I'm a Christian. It's faith talk. I believe it. We were taught faith talk. It has happened. In fact, it works. In fact, like fire. But the fact that you say you don't even need CV, job will be chasing you. Which job? The only job I know will be chasing you without CV is either you want to be an apprentice, you want to do tailoring.
You still have to
You want
apply.
to do tailoring.
Yes.
Yes.
I was going to say.
You need a cover letter.
Yes.
It's-
So, sir, that is how blocked. That is someone that will soon be a graduate 2 years ago. Go to NYSC camp, go and do training for COP members or be in conversation with COP members. You are wondering. I have met a guy before that was, bluffing, finished first class, which is not bad in itself, but simple thing, he cannot think. Where are these people going? These are the people that believed that tomorrow will be all right. And that is the reason we are having this discourse tonight. Enough of believing tomorrow will be all right. Tomorrow you do not prepare for. The best way to have a safe tomorrow is to harvest it today. You cultivate it today. Yes, the best way to have safe tomorrow is to cultivate it today. A lot of people are living tomorrow to the hand of God to settle. Yes, it's biblical. I believe it, but it's not that kind of tomorrow. It is tomorrow that you have cultivated today, that you leave the harvest to God. Not both the cultivation. I mean, that's how you're having the discourse. So as I open the floor, to us to have the conversation, let's say 15 minutes, let's hear, because there's a lot of questions to be asked in this conversation tonight. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Batunde. Over to you, Mr. Batunde.
Yeah. Wow. I think, let me confirm if I'm audible enough right now.
Yes,
you are.
We can hear you.
Yeah, like picking up from where you stopped, and thank you, Mr. Samuel, for what you mentioned, which is actually very crucial. Wishful thinking is just is just something that will keep you in a circle. Now, I want to share a story because you mentioned core members and all of that. Now, I'm a career mentor. I do career counseling for people. So the point some people say that I don't know how to start. I don't know where to start and all of that. Or some people, they don't even have the qualification to put on the CV yet and all of that. Sometimes when you eventually leave university, it's already getting too late to even start to develop your CV. I tell people, when you get into school, either you want to pursue, you have clarity is very crucial. Get clarity. Do you want to, there's this issue in Nigeria that, especially from the school I graduated from, Ladoke University of Technology, that you kind of sometimes apply for a course and they give you another course. So some people will say that, oh, they gave me this course. Or some people say, oh, this is the course I really wanted to pursue. But no problem either you're given a course or you are not. Okay, the major thing is that what's your clear goals you have in life? Are you going to be pursuing this course as a career path, or you want to pivot into something else? And God's so good, this is 21st century. Okay, the internet, the entire world permits you to do even what you wish to do or you want to do outside of what you probably study in university. You can take a course, you can kind of try pivot into something else. So you don't have to keep yourself in a box. So when you are still in university or you're still a student, get yourself um, ready, get into stuff, learn stuff, volunteer in organizations, intern in somewhere, do free job, get the experience in that line that you have clarity in. And then when you eventually leave university, you already have a lot of stuff actually piled up for you in your CV. Okay. Oh, and in that case, even sometimes because of the level of expertise you've gained, sometimes even the people you have volunteered with or people you have worked with will be the one to recommend you for jobs. Okay. So, but you do nothing, you have gained no experience, you have volunteered in no place, and you are not even a class student or a B class student in your course, and you feel like everything just turned out to be good. No, it doesn't work like that. Let me give you an example. I kind of started a little bit late, if I sometimes I consider myself like that, because I was initially one of those kind of people that was very religious when I was still in school. I felt like everything just fix your studies and then God will work those things out. But it doesn't work like that. So I got to NYSC. Okay, so because I studied engineering, I studied agricultural engineering. I got to I got to NYC, I got to camp, I started serving, and that's when it started to dawn on me that I really need to figure things out. Okay, I need to know where I'm going to. As of that time, I had a lot of skill on my hands. I can do quite a number of stuff. I wasn't that bad, but I just needed clarity. Okay, so but one amazing thing that happened was that I felt like I'm not sure I want to pursue as an engineer. I want to explore tech. Okay. So then when I finished NYC, I was opportuned to be a part of the tech ecosystem in Ogbomoso, that's Innovate Lab. I just came to join Innovate Lab. Okay, as apparently like more of like low tech skill. Okay, I joined Innovate Lab as a tech enthusiast with I think the best. I wrote this on my LinkedIn page at a point. The one maybe I'm going to talk about a skill I had then was probably a little bit of video editing and all of that. So I joined and then I was learning. I learned a lot. Okay, I was not just thinking probably I don't have all it takes yet or I don't have a CV. I started doing something. Okay, I joined. I was learning here and there, and then when at a point, okay, there was this need for project managers to manage some projects in the company. I was like, okay, we are willing to train people to take up some roles. If you're interested, maybe you should just signify, and then we have some few cash cows and all of that. So I was like, oh, okay, out of all of this, it's maybe too late for me to start. I'm not sure I want to do software engineering. I'm not sure I want to do product design. Let me attempt project management. Okay, I started learning project management. And the long story short is that I ended up as a project manager. And for 3 years, I practiced as a project manager in Innovate Lab. And at the third year, I became the head of that department, head of projects in Innovate Lab as a company. And that 3 years plus almost 4 years gave me a solid background into tech. And that was what transitioned myself and my other team members into what we really now do now as a startup. Because as a project manager, I got exposed into how tech space work, how products are being developed, product design, um, uh, customer markets, product market fit, and all of that. And when the idea for my startup came, I was like, oh, I think I have what it takes to actually jump into this river. So it became how we started our company at the Group of Africa. So it's not just sitting and doing nothing. First of all, I would advise people to first have clarity. Okay, what is your aspiration in life? What's your goal? And sometimes people tell me that how do I decide the career path to actually step into? It's not hard. You don't have to have a clear cut defined goal. I mean, career path in the first instance. What you need to actually understand is what is if you were sat down, what is your most intrinsic goal that you would have loved to actually you'd love to provide solution to as a person. Okay, so what's your goal? What do you who are the people you consider successful? Okay, who are the people you look up to, like their way of life interests you? You can start to have a glimpse of what you are and what your desire and your inclinations are, and then you can now begin to say, okay, if I want to become like this, or if I want to solve this problem, or if I want to achieve this goal, what do I need to get into that path? Okay, at the first instance you will not have everything figured out. Then that's where we have people will not may not pay you for as someone who is just starting up or who don't have skill, but people don't mind you working for them for free. And that's why I advise people, especially when you're still in school, you can volunteer. You can just walk up to someone or a company or an institution that or a profession that looks like what you want to become or a space you want to explore, and just tell them that, oh, I don't mind coming twice in a week to just help you with anything you want. I volunteer. Okay, so people not turn you down. Like, oh, you want to do free job, and as a student, of course, you see probably some sort of alawi coming from home, so you can still sustain yourself. You don't have to risk getting out of school without any any forms of upkeep. Okay, so you can volunteer, and people will feel like, oh, you can at least help us around, or even in quotes, we can send you around. But while you do that, you are having more clarity on if this is really what you want to do, and then you are learning on the job as well. So all of these things are very key. So for people who are coming from that perspective, I'm sharing this from people who are coming from the perspective of maybe lack of clarity. I don't even know where to start. I don't have a clear cut goal and all of that. Is you can start from where you are. Okay. So I think I want to pause from there. So this should help someone who feels like, oh, I don't have an aspiration yet. I don't have a path yet. You can start from where you are. Start volunteering. Start trying out stuff, and then you eventually get into your path as it is. Okay, so let me pause here, and I yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, Mr. Samuel, you want to?
Okay, so yes, I don't know. I would like to share my slide. Um,
Um,
can I
I'm
share
with
my
you.
slide?
I'm with you. Yes, yes, you are free to share your slide. Mr. Tolu, thank you so much for that piece.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Thank you.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, so just before I think it's trying to load, one thing that is very important, in what I also want to reiterate is volunteering, volunteering. From what Mr. Tolu said, this is a culture that we are yet to. I see young people, they are yet to, take advantage of, because everybody is looking for money. Eh? Sometimes you need to. I used to say that whatever it is that you do in the early days of your career, whether it is a job, you should learn, and I mean you can also earn. You should learn and you can also earn, but your priority should be to learn, and in some cases volunteer. In fact, I think volunteering is something you can best do during your NYSC days, those times where there are little to no expectations. You have little to no expectations, but that's very important. But let me quickly just go into, I said this earlier, that the future belongs to those who prepare for it. You understand? So, and I was, brainstorming that how do you prepare for the future? I mean, we are talking about seeing beyond today, shaping tomorrow. So, how do you prepare for the future? And I was able to come up with these five important things. Number one is you need to set goals. The second thing, I'm going to run through this. I thought I was going to spend because what I prepared here is quite loaded. I've been trying to, come up with this for about 2 weeks. I've been jotting things down, different inspirations. In fact, I have 30 books I am recommending for every young person under the sound of my voice. And I've also outlined 50 careers that will transcend this century. I'm talking about jobs that will be relevant in 50 years. In fact, in the first 50, I did not see medicine and surgery. That was very shocking to me. And this is something I drew from The Economist. The Economist is a renowned um I don't know if I should call them newspaper or media, just like we have Wall Street Journal, we have The Economist. So when it comes to the future of work, the global outlook of work, you understand, you need to start reading The Economist. It's like a Forbes publishing, you understand. So when you look at wealth, transgenerational wealth, you talk of Forbes. So you need to. So these were some of the things I drew from The Economist. In fact, I didn't see pharmacy because I'm a pharmacist, primarily a pharmacist, before every other thing. And I did not see pharmacy. I did not even see nursing. As the first 50 in terms of the first 50 rewarding career. And not that those career, will not be relevant, but we are talking about something that you can easily transition into as a young person so that you can posture yourself for the future. Guys, one thing you know about us in Minecraft Africa is we are very pragmatic. If you are going to spend 1 hour here, we don't like to waste your time. This is how to plan for 2025 to 2030. In 2018, we were shouting Vision 2020. People will scream as if it will never come. Now we are in 2024. We have left 2020 behind. So, guys, I'm telling you that between 2025 and 2030, this is how you should be planning for your life. Even as coach, as individuals speaking to you, we have someone who runs an organization. Everybody is planning, and we do not just plan for 6 months. No right thinking individual plans for 6 months. We plan. Some people have 30-year plan, but I want to help some of us because we may not have the range. Some of us are not that busy enough to plan for even 10 years. So at least for the next 5 years, I have something, that I think you should, develop, think about this, ruminate about it, and develop it. So these are the 5 important things. Imbibe a futuristic mindset, plan, then manage your finances. And I said that's the bonus module because every of your dreams or aspirations need money. Money is a limiting factor. In fact, in project management, I am a supply chain manager, and because of sometimes we also want to know what's happening in different world. I understand that for a project there is the scope, there is the finance. They said there are 3 things, and there is the time that cannot change about a project. If finances change, it might obstruct the time, and it might also affect the scope. So money is important. That is what I'm telling you. And as young people, there is a right attitude you need to have to money. I see people, I was in Lagos, so in November, and I see people just wasting money. That is how to know someone who is not planning for tomorrow, how they spend. But this is not a financial, I hope we'll have that session in 2025, a financial class, because I think it's also an important thing where we need to help people understand the resources in their hand, the purpose for it. Whatever you earn between whether you finish school in 21, 20 to at least in the next 5 years should go back into yourself. You are the chicken that lays the egg. So for now, I call it the incubation years of your life, all your money, you need to reinvest in yourself. So but I hope we'll have that session in 2025. So and I talked about setting goals. This was one of the first things I said. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. And I have 10 timeless principles about goal setting. Number one is that you must be purpose driven. What exactly do you want out of life? And your goals should be drawn around it. If you want to become a sports person, you don't have any business in a dancing class. You don't have any business going to a kitchen, watching a kitchen, a cooking webinar. Guys, let your goals be drawn to your purpose. Let it be aligned. And I said, write it. In fact, these 10 principles I'm giving you is a synthesis of 6 books I have read in my life about goal setting. I just compressed it so that you can have a taste and feel of what it looks like, to set goals. And some of the things, important things you must note. Number one is write it. The Bible says that we believe, therefore we speak. Write it, state it, and have a mental map. Some of us don't like to write, but have a mental map, have an idea of, okay, this is where I'm going. You understand? The third thing is, do not set small goals. Small goals will never motivate you. If your goal is just to, at least apply for university in the whole of 2025, just get a single admission, that's too small. It means that from January to March, you might not do anything. Do you understand? So do not set small goals and do not set too high goals. It can overwhelm you. And in fact, if you're an ambitious person, you will not be happy. There is part of what I call the cost of ambition. Don't overwhelm yourself with too many. Don't cloud your year. It's just a single year, just 12 months. Don't set a very big audacious goals every month. Take it slowly sometimes. So, and whatever goals you have set, act on it. This is the point we started with. Act on it. Goals become wishes when they are not backed with actions. I wish. If no actions, the goals are very fantastic, but for the past 5 years, we have not seen you do anything about it. In fact, we don't believe you again. It's all wishes. Eat That Frog, by Brian Tracy. One very one of the most important books on procrastination that you can read. How to stop procrastination. Do it now. Do it afraid. Do it with the little resources you have. There are about 15 barriers, reasons why people don't do anything. They are afraid to start. They are afraid to start small. They are afraid of what people will say. There is a mindset thing, self-limiting beliefs. They don't believe they can succeed. Some people are addiction, distraction, disappointment, discouragement. So many things are distracting people from starting. Don't procrastinate. If you have set a goals for 2025, start in December 2024. That is the best way to do something in 2025. And I said, revise your goals occasionally. You are not a prisoner to your goals. If you are planning to lose 10 kg in 2025, and you are seeing that, well, maybe it's only 4 kg you can drop, or 6 kg, go and revise your goals. Don't kill yourself. You are not a prisoner to your goals. You were the one that set it. So your goals should serve you. You are not supposed to serve your goals. Then have a good relationship with your goals. There are 3 kinds of relationship you can have with your goals. You can be proactive. Proactive is where you plan well. You can be reactive. You just woke up in March. I've not done anything since January. This year must not go like that. Then you rush. May, June. You did something big. Then you slept again. Then you woke up in September. It's only one thing I've done this year. That's a reactive relationship. It's a very it's not good. It's not good, guys. Then there is the aggressive. This one, they focus on one thing. If it is about maybe making my first 1 million, that's what I have for 2025. Every other thing suffers, as they are just focused on the making one. Their relationship, their spiritual life, everything suffers. That's an aggressive relationship. So the best one is to be proactive. Protect your goals. There are many ways to protect your goals. They said the environment, we've shared on this platform, the shark in a shark tank is a theory that when you put a fish in an aquarium, the fish can never outgrow the aquarium. It's about the environment. The seed determines how bountiful, or how I don't know how to, is it how robust the harvest is. The soil, rather, not the seed, the soil. So protect your goals, the environment. Don't let people talk you down. That is why you need to join a community. If you don't have a community, build one for accountability. Draw people together, put them in a WhatsApp group and say, guys, I'm going on this journey. I think I don't know where which journey are you guys going to. I mean, let's help ourselves. This is my plan. What do you share in this plan? Build one. Talk around your goals. Let conversations be around goals. Let conversation be around how you guys will get there. Build your daily activities around your goals. Let it define your hobbies and interests. Like I said, if your aim is to become an academician, then you need to read. You need to find textbooks, read, go on YouTube, watch practical sessions, go on. Let activities here, I'm talking about seminars. That is why you need to be on Minecraft. How we know people who are serious about 2025 is that there are people who are always on Minecraft. They share the videos, they listen again, they share. That's the activity. Have some activity. It could be hobbies, it could be interest. Sometimes when you are working, it could be some podcast, it could be something that helps you, that makes your life better. And I listed the types of goals. We have career, we have financial, relationships, spiritual, then we have health and wellness goals. And the next thing is, which I was trying to remember the other time, Antonio de Saint-Exupéry, which says that a goal without a plan is just a wish. And so many people are wishing. And we say planning. Simply having a desire or dream is not enough. To achieve something meaningful, you need a concrete plan. Then something important about concrete plan is that they have actionable steps. There is an idea of where to start. Guys, I can teach you I can tell you how to start from nothing. That was one of the first things I learned in my life, how to start from nothing to something, how to begin from where you are to where you need to be. I have an idea, and for you to get that idea, you need to be coming to Minecraft Africa, because this is where I've chosen to, pour out my heart, to as many that will connect to this platform. So the real work lies in developing a plan and taking consistent action to achieve those goals. That's where the real work begins. And I said, cultivate a futuristic mindset, develop a growth mindset. Don't believe that there's something you can't know. This AI thing, all these things, I don't think that thing is for me. I'm an agric student. I'm into intro tech. I am into, finance. All this tech that everybody is talking about, robotics. I can't learn. View challenges as opportunities for development rather than obstacles. Believe in change. If things will change, in fact, you will change whether you like it or not, and be flexible. Practice foresight. See, scenario planning is think of the worst, think of the best, think of, okay, what if, in fact, there is something we call PESU. What if the political, P is for political, E is for economic, S is for social, T is for I can't remember, L is for legal, E is for environmental. So those are factors that can obstruct a country, a space, a geographical area. You understand? That's scenario planning. Brainstorming, consider different possibilities. What can I make out of my life? Manage your finances. I talked about it. Budget and saving, investing. Don't enter debt. Don't borrow to buy iPhone. Don't borrow to buy diminishing asset. You can borrow to buy yourself a laptop. Don't borrow to buy frivolities. All this looking good at what cost, guys? At what cost? So develop capacity, close your knowledge and skill gap. So I recommended 30 books for you here. Eat That Frog, No Excuse, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When the Stakes Are High by Kerry Peterson, 7 Habits, it's now 8 Habits, there is a revised version by Stephen R. Covey, Parable of Dollars by Sam Adeyemi, School of Money, that's the compendium or the manual of money, how to begin from anywhere, by Olumide Emmanuel, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Intelligent Investor, Graham, Total Money Makeover by Dave, Your Money or Your Life by Vicky Robin, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing. That's like how to invest, into all of it. These are books that can, like if you are a dummy, you are a dullard, you don't know anything about, life, about anything, about capacity development, about communication, these are the books you can read for yourself. George S. Clarkson, Richest Man in Babylon, 50 Money Mistakes, Olumide Emmanuel. Those are men are from Mars, women are, these ones are for your relationship. The ABC of Love, Okonkwo's, The Mildred and Kingsley, The Power and Purpose of Men, Power and Purpose of Women by Miles Monroe, Hold Me Tight, 7 Conversations for a Lifetime of Love by Sue Johnson, Becoming a Leader. This one is Personal Leadership, Common Sense Guide to Fasting for our very spiritual people, because we have spiritual goals. So how to fast with common sense, because what you guys call fasting is not fasting. So there is church shift for people who want to go into ministry. Ministry has changed, about pulpit again. You understand? So by Sunday Adelaja, then praying life, Miller, then Good Morning Holy Spirit. Oh, that was where we began our own journey some years ago. Insulted by ungodliness. That's how to change, how change makers, how to bring the Christianity in you in the marketplace by Sunday Adelaja. Unlimited favor, understanding your place in Christ. The supernatural, Dagewa Mills, understanding the anointing, David Oyedepo, factfulness, 10 reasons we are wrong about the world and why things are better than you think the way they are by Hans Rosling. How democracies die. This one, because we are also invested in the political terrain of the country and selling, how to sell. You can also follow Grant Cardone. There are selling icons of every continent. There are interesting salesperson. So these were just, as I was preparing, I was just writing because I have read over 150 books, but these are some of one of each category that I know that can help your life, guys. 2025, you need to get it. And I listed 50 jobs, 50 careers that is relevant for the future. Data scientist, machine learning specialist, cyber security is all there. We even have a content creator. Those ones are they are the next set of billionaires, content creators. Nanotechnologists, chip, your company's making chip, climate change analyst, UI UX, you know, you also have a brand strategist, we have coach, we have financial coach, wellness coach, aging care specialist, digital archaeologist, we have event planner, virtual event planner, we have renewable energy, all this sustainable packaging, longevity geriatric care manager. We also have precision agriculture. So act now, guys, act now, begin now. Anytime I come here, I like to scream at you so that you can begin now, you can do something with your life. And I'm going to stop here, so that we can, with the remaining few minutes we have, we can take questions. But it's very important, I just ran to all of this. There is a disaster, there is a sport coach, sport analyst, so there are a lot. These are just the first 50, so this is quite a lot. There is 3D printing, even the traditional printing, so guys, we need to do something. These are areas where you can transition into. There is digital marketing, there is climate change analyst, there is counselor, there is telehealth. That is where I fall into. The greatest surgeries now in the next 20-30 years will not be conducted by doctors, it will be conducted by machines. There is AR, VR, virtual reality, augmented reality developers, software developers, app developers. There is personalized medicine specialists. There are creative director with digital. There is ethical hacker, online designer, instructional designer, corporate trainer. That is where Mr. Okpe Olanipekun, I know he plays so much here, with focus on future skills, personalized learning coach, change management consultant, innovation manager. So guys, there is so much for us. There is so much for us to do. But the most important thing, do you know? Here, act now. Is when you act now. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you very
Wow,
much.
wow, Sheyi, you you've taken further than we intended to go. there's a way that you change the trajectory of the conversation. I actually like it that way. I actually like it that way. You know, in my mind, I thought this conversation would not be more than 1 hour, but maybe we spend a few minutes more than an hour. Now, Mr. Obatunde, you are very close with the likes of JD. And the Innovate Lab, and now you have the organization of your own. Now, Mr. Sheyi here may not know JD very well now, but here's the gist. Mr. Batunde, each time JD make a post, something used to like strike me. I ask myself question: where is this man getting the energy? Where is this man getting the energy? Where is he getting the drive from? I mean, this is a man that you will see that just shut down Ogbomosho now. He just gathered 2,200, 3,000 people. And the next thing, he has caught a flight. He's in France. He's in Zimbabwe. He's in Rwanda. He's in US. He's in this. Those are the people that we look at. There was a day I asked myself a question. I said, if a man that we think should be resting is telling us that he's just starting, this is what I'm wishful thinking. Since that day, I cursed the spirit of wishful thinking. You know, I said in our last series, Sheyi, if you can remember, that if I am going to Lagos, if I wish to be in Lagos, and I don't say it, I don't even think it, I just carry my car and I link Ilorin-Ibadan Express Road. On getting to Ibadan, I link Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. Where will I end? I will eventually end in Lagos. But here is someone that sits in Ibadan, think it should be in Lagos without any move. Without any move. Mr. Batunde, what Mr. Sheyi have just shared, you know, they are just straightforward and I really like it. He has been able to simplify the conversation so far. But this is what I want you to talk about. How easy it is to keep going, to keep your focus. What is the strength of your motivation? Let me ask you like that. What is the strength of your motivation and of our guy, like the man that we look at? You know, he has brought a lot of life to Ogbomoso land. I mean, to your state. He's a man I respect so much. In fact, the king, do not joke with him. The whole land owe him. So, what is the strength of his motivation? Okay, what can be the strength of our motivation? Let me put it like that. Over to you, Mr. Obatunde.
So perfect question. Yeah, I believe you can hear me. Yeah, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, very well.
Yes. So yeah, thank you. I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Samuel, for that succinct explanation. I was like, I hope I can be screenshotting all of this year. so on point. So on point. I tell you, so on point. And thank God that this gets to be on YouTube for everyone that can always go. This is actually perfect. So yeah, I would jump on your question from this direction. Yeah, thank you for mentioning JD. JD is a very good source of inspiration, especially for me. He's my mentor as a person. So and he's the reason why I even came to Nobel Life. So and I have learned so much from him. So when you ask about motivation, because this was a conversation, one of the things I wrote first of all in my notes when I was preparing for this conversation is I wrote this: vision is focused. It is another, you can use vision is focused sight. I'm going to repeat myself. Vision is focused sight. Okay, and what that means is that vision is mostly relevant when there is a goal in view. Okay, so there's a difference between sight and vision. Sight is like I open my eyes and I can see the horizon. Why vision is that I open my eyes and I lock my sight on a particular object. So it's focused sight. So, and when you're talking about that, one of the first things you want to talk about when you are talking about vision and visioning and seeing beyond tomorrow and getting motivated is the clarity of goals. Okay, and I thank you for sharing. Mr. Sami shared the list of different career paths you can explore as a person, and that's super. So I want to first of all say that, for instance, JD for as a person is more akin to being motivated always because of a clear vision, a clear goal. If you wake JD up today and ask him what is motivating you, he tell you that his goal is to transform underserved university communities using business as a tool. So he wants to transform underserved university community. That's a clear goal. Okay, so he's not trying to take the entire world for a start. He just wants to transform every university community that is underserved, and he's starting with information. So with someone like that, every day you wake up and you feel and you see that your community is not yet 100% transformed, you keep going. So you have to have a clear goal that keeps you going. Okay, and I also took an example from this guy. For instance, now Apple, that's Steve Jobs. I don't know. Someone I saw this on the LinkedIn thread at a point that Steve Jobs said in I think 1983 or thereabout that what their goal in Apple is to put a computer in a book for everyone to access and be able to learn how to use it in 20 minutes. That's a clear goal. So in that case, and they mentioned he stretched it over a decade. Of course, he spanned over more than a decade anyway. But it was like in 10 years, this is what we want to do. Okay, so they want to put a book, a computer in a book. And that's what you have as MacBook. You also go to if someone like Mark Zuckerberg, okay, you also hear him that say his goal is to connect people across the nations, connect people. So I tell people nobody really makes it in life, or you always see the person always motivated outside of actually having a clear goal. The goal may not be that we now have a difference between being redemptive goal and unethical goal. But anyone that will really make waves in life, go and check it anyway. The person has a reason for existing, either good or bad. There is a reason, there is a focus. So you have to do that. I think for everybody, that should be your first step for 2025. What do you want to achieve for 2025? What does success look like for you? Okay. And reading books like Mr. Samuel recommended will help you to open your mind. And I also mentioned it sometimes, even if you don't know how to get to have a clear goal, you can try things out. And I will mention two things for you to actually develop understanding how to select a goal for yourself. I normally talk about deep reflection, exploration, and a model called Ikigai. I do. There's a course on our platform on Group Plus talk about purpose code. JD also talks about discovering your purpose as a person. So there is deep reflection. If you're a Christian or you're a religious person, I ask you to pray. Pray for God to open your eyes to what it is that you want to achieve, and then that should now lead you in connection with God to deeply reflect. What is your aspiration? What do you want to achieve? Okay, it can be as simple as possible. Okay, most of the time I tell people that most of the time the most important part of your life is always discovered in your pain points. That is when you can see where you see problem the most. Like I tell people like for instance now, if you are going from Ibadan to Lagos now, or let's say Ogbomoso to Ibadan, okay, there are potholes on the way. Okay, for everyone riding in that car, okay, your car gets into a pothole, and you are just like, oh, why is this road still bad? But for instance, now everybody knows that that is bad, the roads are bad. But for instance, you are driving with in a public transport, and on the way to Ibadan, the car entered into a pothole and you got so angry. And the person said, driver, please, I want to highlight, I want to ease myself. And the driver pulled over and you came out. and then you were like, you guys can go. I'm just so angry with this road. That is a level of passion. That why are these roads bad? That kind of person, if you give the person the resources to make that road good, the person will do it. So what am I trying to say is that where you feel the pain the most as a person, either directly, personally, or when you see other people go through that kind of problem, it's most likely a beacon, a call on you that probably this should be something you want to spend your life actually addressing. So it doesn't work for everybody at that point, but it's most likely that that's the same thing that happened to JD. JD was supposed to go to university in the United States. He passed his SAT. He got scholarship, but he could not go because of the constraint of getting a visa. So eventually his parents decided to like, oh, go and study somewhere. Okay, I will do medicine. Come to Lautech. He wasn't even given Lautech of all places. He came down to Gomosho and then they gave him a course, agronomy, Greek, as a matter of fact. So he was disconnected. But eventually, when he got to 2011 and all of that, he began to see that there are many people suffering from the opportunity, getting opportunities outside of the country like his because of limited resources and because of their background and all of that. Okay, and then how can I make things better for people, even though they are in underserved community? So that is where it took his motivation. So more of like a pain he felt, and the pain he saw people feel. So most of the time, look around you, deeply reflect. What is the goal where you feel the pain the most, and how better you can make it better and all of that. So this actually fuels you into a long life journey to seek for a better way. And when you have a lofty vision like that, it always keeps you on your toes. So and all of that. So I can keep on talking about all of that empathy in when you select a vision and all of that. But let me pause for now. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I have my own closing to shipping, but as we were talking, I was just thinking about some things again. Now, in this year, interacting with a lot of people, like I work with a lot of businesses this year. Some people that attended my, corporate training, my private coaching, I was able to convince them and tell them a lot of people has limited their growth, their productivity to the government. If you ask why are you not doing well, government, the economy. Why is this one not working? Government, the economy. Why are you like this? Why is this like this? Why is that like that? Government, the economy. I mean, what can you say about that? I want to believe that globally there is economic issue, there is economic hardship globally. UK, US are not spared. I keep tab on United States and some European countries and most African countries nearly every day. In fact, I keep tab on them nearly every day. This same issue play out, but the difference is clear. Now we are talking about economic downtime in the United Kingdom, economic downtime in the United States. It's the same economy we are talking about. Economy, it's the same economy we are talking about, but different experiences. What can you give as an advice to people that all their excuses centers around government and the economy? Government and the economy. I mean, there are some countries that are in war right now, and their case is not as worse like some people here in Nigeria. I mean, they are at war. It's more terrible there. But they are finding it easier than a lot of people here in Nigeria because they believe the responsibility of their well-being is solely on the president, is solely on the government. What can you say to that? Let's say 30 seconds. Mr. Samuel, let's hear you.
Okay, see, what I see about that is that excuses. They are all excuses. Eh? For someone who is not willing to do anything, they can manufacture 100 excuses. Do you understand? So While our context may be kind of unique, I need to let you understand that people are still succeeding in that same context and environment. For
Accurate.
example,
Good.
if you are the kind that you are into the food businesses, in 2024, 45 billion naira went into food. Lagosians, I'm talking about Lagos alone. Lagosians spent 45 billion naira on food,
Accounted for, documented. That
documented.
is not
So,
all there was. Yes.
so, so, guys, so where did the money go? The people that collected the money from the people, are they under Kenya government? Are they ruled by no? Because sometimes we need to ask ourselves that question. They are Nigerians. See, that is why I told you about knowledge gap. Knowledge gap is the your ignorance, the spectrum of your ignorance. It means that where you are now and what you need to know, the difference between what you know now and what you are supposed to know to succeed, that is what they call knowledge gap. Go and read how to do business in economic crisis. There is a wisdom for how to do business in economic crisis. There is a book I'm reading now. It's called Profit First. How to be a profitable business at all cost. Guys, it's going to be difficult. I am not deceiving you. It is going to require a lot of work, but you
Extremely.
cannot give excuses. These are all excuses. You are not going to succeed. Nobody. See, I have listened to many billionaires. One thing that is common to them is that they had reasons not to even begin. They have sufficient reasons. They have reasons where when they share their story, you will say, in fact, see, so guys, no excuses. Begin. That is why I said the most important thing in what I shared is act now. No excuses. There is no excuses is part of the book I recommended, Brian Tracy. No excuses. Begin. Begin from a step. Eh? Everything, every big dream, every complex problem, start from simplifying it. Why are you not making sales? Why is it not working? Do a diagnosis. Are you getting your market segmentation right? Is it packaged? You know, some people too, they don't serve, they don't go into business to serve people. They go into business to serve their ego. I want to sell wig. I want to sell wig. Whether people need it or not, that is what I want to do. That's the mindset some have in business. So, in fact, instead of you to look at your, there is what
No,
they call
it is
be
God that told them to do it.
sensitive to
A
your
prophet told them.
economic context. Look aloud. If you are a young person in LAUTECH, look at what do your students have to travel to? Where do they need to take bike to get some services? Do they need to, be think that is how to do business. That is how to see. um Mr. Tolu, please take over.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because it is all excuses. We all are reasons. We had reasons not to start anything. It is very comfortable
Yes,
to
yes.
do
Hey,
nothing. And there is a very popular quote. It says, "Do nothing and be nothing." That's the is that plain. When you do nothing, you are forgotten. You are the masses. When they say in the
Yes.
constitution, you are the masses. No, you are not even a citizen, because when you do nothing, you're not even be able to contribute to the development of this country. You are more like, see, I don't want to use strong words. It's like your existence is just, you just came, to serve. In fact, let me just stop
Yeah.
here. Let me stop here.
No. That's actually very. That's deep. We like you to use a word. Do nothing, be nothing. Thank you, Joy. Now, yeah. Let me pick it from here. When you mentioned there's something we call the 80-20 Pareto rule. Okay, 80-20.
blue.
So it rules that 80% of the citizenry is controlled by 20%, and the resources that comes into a nation is brought in by 20%. Okay, so like 80% is the masses, 20% is the production chamber. Okay, so everyone decide where you want to be. You can decide to be in 80% or the
You want
20%.
to
And
be.
out of the 20%, we now have the 1%, and then we now have 1% of the 1%. So all of these things are very, very real. Okay, so I tell people that it is actually you flourish more in a chaotic economy. I don't know how many people are watching us now that are right looking to go into business. The most
So
easy way place,
very
yeah.
important. In fact, that there's something called emerging market. Go and check the 10 emerging market. Emerging market means there is a business for you. And when you check countries with emerging markets, you will find Nigeria, countries that are underdeveloped. See, when you hear underdeveloped, for people whose mind has been shifted, they are seeing opportunities. In this country, there is no idea you want to have. Someone has started 10 years ago. You are going to begin as an underdog. And if God gives you grace, the wisdom, the financial power, then maybe you can have a market share. That is what Europe and America looks like. Is a developed economy. How to muzzle out
Yeah.
is maybe technological innovation, but when you come to Africa, under or they call it developing nations, where there is so much problems, is where you have a stake in. There is so much crisis, housing crisis in Lagos. One see a lot of people are just cashing out with all this real estate because they are solving a fundamental problem.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry to cut to cut you, because we need
No,
to
no, no,
let
it's,
people
it's
know
fine. It's
that
fine.
that particular problem, where the problem go is where you should be gravitating towards. Is where you should be
So
gravitating towards.
so it's basically you pick the word out of my mouth, and that's actually very perfect. Opportunities abound in emerging markets. Okay, so places like Nigeria have more opportunities. That means where you see more problem, that's where opportunities are abounding. So it's crucial to not see Nigeria or any underdeveloped country or underserved country as like where to probably just give up. Actually, that's when you should sit up and see what can I get from this place. Okay, because people have needs. Okay, and that's why I mentioned, I said, first of all, you have to have clarity of goals. And it works in Nigeria as a case study now because there are a different spectrum of problem spread across the nation and spread across all industries. So picking a goal, first of all, like for instance, I mentioned Apple wants to put a computer in a book to make things easy for people, for techies. Facebook wants to connect people across the world. JD wants to transform underserved university communities. I personally wants to decentralize education for African youth and professionals. So all of that, what is your goal? Okay. And when you have a goal, find a validate that goal. Is it needful? Is it needed? Especially if you're going to business or if you're going to professionalism, is it something that is it hot cake or what's the hot cake in that space? Immediately there is a product market fit, that is your goal has a market fit, that is people can buy into it and there's an hot cake. I tell you, you don't have a problem. Even if Nigeria seems like the economy is bust bulls and all of that, you have a future, because that means if you can own your skill, people will come begging you to deliver their service to your service to them. So that's very key. And in that's where we're talking about vision comes in. Immediately you know that this goal is visible, is as a future, as a market plan. I spread it across. I think the next thing after you find a goal is to step into the shoes of the people you're trying to solve their problem. Empathy. Then why are they feeling the pain? How is it going to get worse? Okay, or who are these people? What's their buying power? What can they afford? And all of that, doing market research. And after you understand, sometimes it can even be your personal story. And after you have an empathy, the next thing you want to do is to have I call it brainstorming. How do I have what it takes to bring solutions to these people? Do I need to, just like Mr. Samuel said, I need to close the knowledge gap. That's where the reading comes in, practicing comes in, learning comes in. Okay, I used to recommend this course by JD for everybody. Critical and creative thinking is key. You can learn how to think critically, learn how to think creatively to solve problems. Problem solving is key. Very crucial. And after that, the next thing, which is the last thing I'm going to mention, is that find we have it, we call it journey mapping, or yeah, vision boarding. Spread out your goal into timelines. I want to learn from January to March. I will own this particular skill. I will read this book. I'm not trying to earn yet. After March, I will volunteer so here. I will do this. I will go here. I will go there. And then I set out to do this in June. Spread it across timelines. We in business world we call it we call something KPI, key performance index. Okay, what does success look like for you? Okay, in this goal you have decided. Okay, what does success look like? And immediately you are able to identify that this is what success looks like for me. Then what are those things I'm going to do to achieve these KPIs? And then I break it down into goals. I break it down into months. I break it down into weeks, and then it comes down to day. So every day you know what you're supposed to do. If you need to have a board in your room, pin it. This so from now to this time, I'm supposed to have achieved this. And just like Mr. Samuel said, get a accountability community that can pull you by the legs. Say you have not done this, you said you do this and you have not done that. So that's how to actually maximize all of this thing. Without rather than you will just find out that you keep giving excuses, and by December next year, you you attend another program like this telling you how to design your 2026 without doing anything. So you have to make progress. Make progress, be clear about your goal. Know that in a country like Nigeria, as an example, where there is a lot of problems, that means there are a lot of opportunities. Pick one of those problems, start to go towards it. Learn how to solve the problem, develop your KPIs, stretch it out across timeline, and start to take the bull by the horn. So that's what I would say about it. Yeah, thank you.
Wow. Uh, see, uh, I don't want to sound summer, but each time we have this conversation, when Mr. Sheyi come online and he's talking, sometimes I feel uncomfortable because these are the things that this guy need to come and pay me for. And he be dishing it out for free. I mean, you dash them a lot. Now, two of you now, I don't want to say I made a mistake by bringing you the combination of two of you now. They should pay for this one. Some of them are in a retreat now, praying for New Year resolution, how to take over 2025 by fire by force, 50,000, and they are paying it. I paid for a session sometimes ago. When the person was teaching, all of a sudden I realized that the curriculum, the curriculum this lady was using, I think I have it. I think we learned from the same place. What I learned is what this lady is coming back and teaching me now. What's going on? I was like, no, no, this is not going to be it. So I didn't know the value of what I have. I have to go and pay to hear what I have learned. Maybe we are not in the same class together. And she's using the same. I mean, I look at it and I have this thing. I have it. She's teaching me what I know, what I dash out for free. What I will call my then in school, my hostel mates, my roommates, my colleagues in the department. I will gather them what I'll be teaching them for free. It's what I'm paying thousands to learn. Then I now realize that I was having a conversation with Mr. Sheyi one day. We wanted to launch a brand. And we are having a conversation how we are going to go about it. He told me that people pay attention when they pay.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I agree. I agree 100%.
Okay. Now, can you hear me now?
Yes, you went off a bit on your back.
Uh-huh. Yes, the network was bad. I'm sorry. Now, he said people pay attention when they pay. You remember that conversation we had that time. Now, the thing is, a lot of people are supposed to be here. They are not here because they did not pay money. They expected something that is valuable to be very, very costly. Now, in my research on mindset generally, because that's why I major, I realized that the bedrock of human capital development, especially in Africa, is enhanced mindset. Because your mindset determines your life set. The mindset of Africans is so poor that it cannot win in 2025. It cannot win in 2025. When we're talking about mindset that will win in 2025, some people don't have it. And this is where I want us to adjourn it, because this is not going to end. I think we are going to continue with this series till January. Hope I'm permitted. This has become a series. I thought it's something that we'll be able to trash in a conversation like this. I think there is more to this, because Mr. Sheyi has to rush all of those things. Now we will break it down. I've not even gone through my notes here. Now, I realize that the mindset of our people cannot win come 2025. And you will agree with me that a mindset that will win is a mindset that believes that defeat is there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's a mindset that believes that there is a defeat, because the opposite of win defeat. People believe success is just all over. People believe success is readily available. That is why they are carried away, they are chasing it, and they never meet it. People don't know that there is a language that success understands. People don't know that there are steps to be taken to attain success. And it's all mindset matter. I was with someone recently, just like what to raise, Mr. Obatunde. I was with someone recently, and we are having conversation as to the next level. How will you be there? People believe that. How do I put this? Because the person may be hearing, so I just want to, you understand what I'm trying to do. So I don't want to go straight. So I'm trying to, you understand, paint the scenario. So now people believe that because I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, let me put it this way. Because I come live, I will just damn success. I have sent mail today. I sent mail multiple times today. Sent mails yesterday. Sent mail multiple times today. Now, people may not join live. They are going to watch the replays because there are links captured in the mail. I've been doing this. We have some people online. If by the virtue of number of people that receive our mails, we should be having, hundreds of people joining us live. Thousands of people watching it all together. But because we understand that success has procedure, and because success has procedure, it is spread over time. It's a process, it's a journey. But people want once and for all success. The definition of success by some people is once and for all. And that is what they call success, and that is no success. And that is what Mr. Sheyi is talking about. I was privileged to go to a shopping mall today to just go and buy some few things. I realized that the shopping mall, people sold an idea to us that when you go to the mall, an average Nigerian believe that going to the mall is costlier. Goods are costlier at the mall than at the street. Have you thought like that before? Until we realized that what we got at the mall, there is 140 naira difference in price. And I'm wondering, I got 10 of those things, that is 1,400 naira difference. If one, I have 140 naira difference, 10 of those things, 1,400 naira difference in price going to the mall. Because I was able to experiment even my spending. Please, can you do something about this? You saw it. Please come and do something about it. So, are you with me? Because I was able to experiment. A winning business, a winning career is a career that is ready to experiment. You need to test the waters. You need to test the waters. You will not just accept whatever comes. People just accept whatever comes. They call it faith. They believe that as they are living, one day to be feast. People believe that one day to be feast. Because I'm living, and if there is life, there is hope. We know there is hope, but the hope is not for you. The hope is for those people that take pragmatic steps. The hope is for people that take steps. The hope is for people that follow procedure. The hope is for people that can engage the process. The fact that when there is life, there is hope. Truth. But that is not true for you. Until you are able to do what hope required. Because a lot of people are sick, they are fainting because hope makes they are sick. Because they don't even know how to engage the hope. That is why we're having this conversation. And sir, you know, in the guise of let's venture into many things, some people never see anything true in their life. This is Mr. Sheyi here. We have been on this for years. We have been on this for years. Here we are now. The success we are recording now, inviting us outside the country, inviting us to some to speak on some platform. People see that one, they want to begin to speak. They did not remember the years that it was some room that we gathered. They did not remember the years that overnight we'll be doing research. I read to an extent that my mind became complex. If you are telling me A, I have shot A to Z. If you are saying something to me like this, I have rebranded it because of the quality of information I was consuming. There was a time that all my investments were on personal development. I invested so much that I got courses that I have not even finished to date. The same courses I gave to some people, they don't want to take it. What they are looking for is what we give them money. I mean, what we are talking about, seeing beyond today, is that we know what has happened today. You can tell about today. You can tell about yesterday. But to shape tomorrow, those things that you faced to do yesterday and today is what is required to shape tomorrow. And that is what Mr. Tolu and Mr. Sheyi have shared this evening. And if you are here, maybe you come for the replay or you are here live, you are still here. We are not just, holding another program. We know there is a lot of programs we have attended this year, but this one is different. And we are open. Let me tell you something. If you have questions, you know what to do, you don't know what to do, but you want to do, please reach out. If you need, Mr. Sheyi is a very busy person. You may not be able to reach out to him directly, but if you can drop message for him, at his leisure, you reach out to me, I can relate. Mr. Batunde is a busy person too. In fact, we are busy. Some of you have been trying to get my attention and you realize that it's not forthcoming. We are not forming. When we are relaxing, we are relaxing. When we are at work, we are at work. We are busy. You too, be busy. Be busy. I'm not busy for nothing. There was a time I had someone with me a few years ago. Every time the person is busy, ask the person busy doing what? Busy washing reels. I mean, that is busy. But that business it does not tend towards productivity. It is not productive. Drop every unproductive engagement as you are about to shape your tomorrow. You are about to shape your 2025. Every unproductive engagement, drop it. Maybe in the next episode, we'll be more pragmatic, about this, and we'll be more expressive about this. But remember what Mr. Sheya said. Remember what Mr. Sheya said. Do nothing and be nothing. In fact, that word is still ringing on my mind. Do nothing and be nothing. That means if I can do more, I will be more. Mr. Tolu, is that not what the statement means? If I can do more, I will be more. I mean, even me myself, it's like an eye opener. Do nothing, be nothing. Do more, be more. I will do more in 2025. No, I will do more. I thought I was busy until I realized that I am not. And realize that we are not telling you to go and run another person's race. No. That thing you are chosen to do, or you felt you are destined to do, is what we are telling you to do more. Reflect on your today, yesterday, today. Reflect so that you can shape tomorrow. And with the permission of my guys in the house, with our guest, and Mr. Sheyi is part of Minecraft Africa, but our guest, Mr. Tolu, with your permission, sirs, I think we should make this a series. This conversation cannot end there. If this is what we do for the whole of January, to make sure that we set the accurate tone for the year 2025, is worth it. It's worth it. Okay. Your opinion, please.
No, we can. Yeah, it's perfect. We can make it work. If it is, I see it as a way to give back to society, also to help the people. Okay, so it's something that is okay. So as much as it works out for everyone, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheyi.
You know, I am committed to doing this over and over again. So you have me already. They have me already.
Yes. Me, I have you. Yeah, I know. You go nowhere. It's the people. It's the people. And I want to appreciate. Yeah, hey, Mr. Say you have him. Because next one we really we will make it more conversational. A lot of newbies are here. People that really want to unleash what they have. I mean, there is something happening in Nigeria right now, and that thing is FAG. I'm sorry that I'm mentioning name. Neo Life. One day they came to our office. A 14-year-old boy or 15-year-old boy left school. He was in secondary school. He's in secondary school. Left school, rolled his uniform, was with the underwear, and said, "Is this the FAG office?" I said, "What are you looking for?" I said, "Somebody told me I can make something." Why are you not in school? You want to make money. That day, we mobilized from office, about 7 of us, and we went to their office. You want to destroy the life of this teenager? That is what our youth are doing. I mean, I was just talking to someone. Do you find sustainability in this? And although you are looking for money, you need money to sustain yourself, even your vision. But the way you will get that money shouldn't be the one that will arm you and arm the vision. You will realize that there is no more vision left in you. You have tried the vision away. You have hugged the vision away. And before you knew it, the rating, you have dropped it. You are now left with hands to mouth. How far can that take you? I think we need to spread this conversation. We really need to spread this conversation. Please, we will make this a series and it will not end there, so that the stream will not be longer. We know that, okay, this is a series, you can always keep it short. Thank you so much. And your final word and word of expectation for the next episode of this series. So, Mr. Tolu, final word, and what should people expect in the next series? And same goes for Mr. Samuel. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you for that, Mr. Olanibeku. I would say lastly, it's what you invest in your today would. So what you invest in your today is what you harvest in your tomorrow, and personal development is key, and visioning and stretching out your life and expectation across timelines is also key. And I look forward to actually joining the rest of the entire audience in that as well. Personally, also to learn because I've learned a lot today as well. So, and also to see how we can make the most out of 2025. So yeah, I would say I look forward to that.
Oh, thank
All
you
right.
so much.
So, guys, this is just the beginning. That is what I would say. This is just the beginning. And like I have always said, we have no intentions of wasting your time in Minecraft Africa. For every hour you spend, you get the value for it. Because we know you could be everywhere else, but you chose to give your time, your attention, and your resources to listen to this. So next session, I kid you not, we are going to explore the trends, and we will be able, and I hope we'll be able to answer how you can even begin from where you are, how you can begin to work for yourself, how you can begin to take a step towards your own personal journey, towards your goals, how to break it down. We also deal with procrastination, how to kill procrastination, how to do many things within the limited time management. So 2025 is a pregnant year. It's going to be a lot, and please don't miss any of our sessions. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. I know what I'm saying. I know what is in stock for you. Guys, don't miss it. Don't miss it at all. That's where I'm going to end. Thank you very much.
Wow. So thank you so much, Mr. Tolu and Mr. Samuel. Thank you so much. Yeah, together we will be more, and together we will do more. Thank you so much. It's nice having you guys. Thank you for joining. All of you that joined this time, thank you so much. See you next episode. Thank you so much. Please kindly share, reshare, and rewatch, and please pay attention to every details, you know, shared in this conversation, so that we can make profitable use of it. Thank you so much. Nice having you. Remember, do nothing and be nothing, but do more and be more. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.